Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Savannah by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade campaign here on Knights of Silvermoon. It is, of course, not the only game we play here, as tomorrow we will be having Age of Innovation, where consequences of deciding someone's fate has gotten worse. As I feel like that has been the overriding theme in those campaigns is it gets worse. And it will continue to get worse until the morale improves. And once a month on Fridays, we have our uh, Tales of the Hidden Path with Martel.
Yes. Let me find the the next because we did decide on when the next session is. The next time we meet will be uh October 10th actually, so fairly soon. Yeah, so last game we kind of talked through our big breakup. We thought about going through and firebombing the house, but we didn't end up doing it. And we're about to get betrayed by a bunch of orphans.
Hmm, you know, as it is. And Tuesday, Dreamy, where can we find you?
You can find me over at Top Down Tabletop at 7:30 Central after 2 weeks of shocking revelations and all the character drama. If you love a telenovela, come watch us do it in Fantasyland. We don't even know what's gonna happen next.
Hmm,
Someone's probably gonna cry. It's probably gonna be me.
yeah, it sounds about right. Now, if there are no other announcements, let's tell a fucking vampire story. Last time on Savannah by Night, Kate was invited out by Max Keller to see the city through his eyes. The prominent Tremere opted to bring her to Fort Pulaski, a monument from the Civil War that he often brings younger kindred to in order to express a warning against hubris and the pointless fear of change. Ellie and Poppy engaged in a pet project of doing some light burglary at a veterinarian clinic, all for the purpose of acquiring the implements for tagging a mudman and potentially learning of either their destination or their origin. Cora finally got a true lesson in the hallmark ability of her clan. However, this was delivered within the confines of a padded room in the basement of a mental asylum, all to the tune of concentrated emotional abuse, resulting in an uncharacteristic outburst from the fleshling Malkavian. Artem was brought aboard a tugboat off the shore of Tybee Island, where Sokolov delivered on a promise he made to the gangrel on the latter's first night in Savannah. There, staked and bound in chains, lay the kindred responsible for separating him from the one person that mattered. all for the high reasoning of petty, self-assured superiority. But here, at Artem's feet, lay the chains of hubris. And then he asked Sokolov to give him the room. So it is there that we pick up from. Artem, you have been left alone in the dank, rusted, grungy cargo/engine room of an old tugboat with someone that has done you a supreme wrong. He's been staked, or rather restaked, by you.
Oh yeah, I did do that.
Mm-hmm. You were told, of course, to avoid eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
You know that while he can do nothing, cannot speak, he can see and hear. He is literally painfully aware of his surroundings, as you have intentionally forced him into locked in syndrome. What do you do with him?
There's a lot of things telling Artem, just get rid of this guy. It's only going to be trouble if he's still around. And frankly, if you see the curse of Cain as a gift in any way, it is one that he is misusing and is probably not worthy of. But is Artem going to break that, have this be his first kill? This man. That's the question. And I should probably
You should qualify
clarify
that.
his first kill of another kindred. He's staring at him. He wants to do it. And there's every reason in the world that he should. But a lot of what his sire taught him was restrained. And in fact, a lot of one of the big reasons his sire chose him, at least he thinks, was his ability to show restraint. So he sits there for a few minutes thinking about this. And eventually he leans down. He wipes the spit off of his face and he sort of like puts it back on.
A reminder that that spit is just congealed blood.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not near the mouth then. Maybe he'll just toss it.
Smear it on his jacket is a reminder of so far away from needed vitae and can do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. And actually, it's funny you bring up the jacket because this guy didn't just send me somewhere that I didn't ask to go, separated from my only friend. He also robbed me. So I'm going to see if he's got anything in his pockets that I recognize.
With him so thoroughly at your mercy and you not being in a hurry, I'm not going to have you roll. You do find a wallet. A few loose bills in a few currencies, notably rubles, euros. What in particular are you looking for?
So specifically in the bag, there was money, there
Mhm.
was implements, stuff like cameras, and there was some jewelry. I think what would be really nice is if he found not all of it, but like one thing, maybe something he could wear, like a watch.
Okay. You'd be hard pressed to find any particular item like that due to the nature of, well, hot property needs to be moved. There's
Yeah,
no point
that's
in
true.
keeping it on you. But as we have established, he is a creature of hubris. That's a familiar watch he's wearing.
Go ahead and take that off his wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a look. Does it look fairly new? I know Zoya had collected this stuff over a very long period.
It looks in okay condition, but it doesn't look like it rolled out of a factory yesterday.
Sure.
It could probably use a bit of maintenance.
Yeah.
Some tuning.
All stuff we can do.
Yeah. And if not,
Especially,
you know people.
Yeah. Nice to have something she gave me. Even if, considering the circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll put all the currency in his pocket. Just the whole wallet, honestly. Maybe he'll go through it later. Maybe he'll just toss it. He'll put the watch on his own wrist.
I will say that might have to wait till later. Because
sure.
you are still currently sporting unnatural
Good
claws.
point. Yeah. Okay. And Artem will look at him.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll say, "You're very lucky that this isn't about me. But I am going to give you two." Sort of pats him on the face.
Mm-hmm.
This one's for me. He's going to put the claws in, getting them as close to each other as possible. Trying to increase the force at which they will go in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to...
It's doing this kind of situation?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, just one hand. But
just one hand.
Yeah.
You're basically like the knife strike.
Mm-hmm. And for himself, mostly, just trying to see how strong am I compared to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if fortitude works while you're staked. I guess that's something I'll have to ask later.
There is an aspect of it that is instinctual.
Mm-hmm.
Like a passive effect.
Sure.
An aspect of it that is a matter of will. But what do you do when your will has been canceled?
I guess we're about to find out.
Roll. Actually, I'm not even going to have you roll to hit because I don't think that's appropriate. I want to know where you want to strike on his body.
Let's go... about the stomach area.
Okay. You want to go for just a puncture or a full-on disembowelment? We talking the raptor from Jurassic Park style, or...
Artem is trying to see what he can do.
Okay. Roll. Actually, very good question now. Because that would be... while I'm doing this, look up for me the what your protein does to your damage.
It makes it aggravated,
Mm-hmm.
and the actual damage is strength +1.
Okay. All right.
Aggravated specifically,
Because of the claws.
yeah, and you wouldn't roll stamina, you would only roll fortitude if you have it.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to spend more blood to do more damage?
No.
Do you want to use willpower to get a success automatically?
I don't think he needs to.
Okay. I will say that it is... We're going to go with a 4 for your difficulty.
Okay.
The reason why it's not lower than that is because there is some inherent fortitude still in play. He is incapable of utilizing his vitae.
Mm-hmm.
And previously you were given some impression that he may have been a bit low on blood to
Yeah.
begin with for this very purpose. It's almost as if Sokolov delivers in a myriad of ways.
What a guy.
Mm.
So I rolled 5 out of 5 successes, and 2 of them are 10s. This is not necessarily the story I was trying to tell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go for it.
That's a 4 and a 9, so 7.
Perhaps Artem is either not as restrained as he wants to be in this moment of the object of his earned rage, or he's not as he's not made of enough sterner stuff to withstand whatever you're trying to do to him. The claws effortlessly go through him, the jacket, shirt, flesh, muscle, intestine. It gets worse. You feel part of the spine almost turn the powder as you reach out the other side and almost give him a tail. An irony for a venture that looked down on a gangrel. An unintended yet poetic indignity. There's very little that he can express in his current status, but his eyes almost seem bug-eyed, yet unsymmetrically half-lidded. It's the I have no mouth and I must scream.
Still alive.
As far
Well,
as you know.
okay.
For the sake of our argument and purposes, yes.
If you could see his face, you'd see anger, surprise, and then when he feels the air touch his fingertips, he's like, "Oh shit!"
You actually touch the bulkhead that he was leaning against. That, again, telltale leitmotif of this still the same evening is the scraping of metal.
That was me like,
There's a flash, a dim, hazy memory of when you were still in that shipping container, low on blood, beginning to starve, and the frenzy that came from you as a result And when Sokolov woke you up, you saw rivulets all through the interior walls of the shipping container. Your hands red and raw. On a good day, you can rend steel. And he's just, well, I'd say calling him a man would be a stretch.
Artem will slowly, carefully pull his hand back out. Look at it.
Mm-hmm. Covered in blood and a few scattered fragments of bone and other viscera.
Maybe you only need one. I hope I never see you again. And he turns around
Mm-hmm.
and he leaves.
Out of curiosity, what was going to be your second attack on this man?
Well, so he went in with the straight fingers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pull back out.
When the entry wound becomes the exit wound, you got problems in life.
Yeah. People keep telling me I'm so weak.
Everything's
It's tough.
relative.
Everything is relative. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do now? You get up to leave?
Yeah. Get up to leave. Retract the claws.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on the door. All right.
A moment goes by. Scraping of metal. Door opens. Bruce is the one that is, not unlike Bruno, controlling the door. For perhaps a variety of obvious reasons. Do you just step back out?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You see Sokolov is leaning against the aft of the ship, smoking a cigarette. One of the few dim lights that you have right now. He looks to you, but he doesn't say or ask anything, as if waiting for you to acknowledge.
Artem will give him a nod. He's still in there. He probably wishes he wasn't.
You will let him live.
One day. I know. I'll have to kill another one of us. Not now. Not him.
I admire the restraint. It is, however, misplaced. And he will switch back to English. Bruce, supplies. And there's this grunt as he disappears around the side of the hatch as if to go to the front of the boat. You see him climb up a ladder towards what you can assume is the helm. And a heavy duffel bag a moment later comes thwacking down on the deck. He jumps down and skips the ladder. Still in English, Sokolov looks to you. Unfortunately, loose ends. You have one last choice to make. To be involved or not. By your hand or mine. This is his final night. Make a choice. And he starts to walk in to that lower deck where Bruce is opening a bag. And they start rolling out sheets of thick, heavy plastic. Bone saws.
Artem will say, I've done what I came here to do.
He nods. Doesn't say anything. There doesn't appear to be judgment. Or at least not a strong one. And he steps down those rusted steps. He and Bruce pulling on the thick, heavy gloves. They each take a saw. And they start at the feet. Now the question is, do you watch? Do you close the hatch?
We'll say he watches.
Okay. We will, of course, be fast forwarding through that grisly kill room. What we do catch up to as the evening progresses in rapid order, because the one doing the majority of the sawing is the burly Bruja. When potence and celerity are applied to a bone saw, a staked Ventru is short work. And piece by piece, the detritus of this kindred is lobbed overboard. And because of the nature of a lot of tugboats and fishing boats, there's always a way to wash your hands, even if it is just reaching overboard. In more ways than one, your hands are clean. The task settled. The smell of bleach and other cleaning supplies waft strongly from the interior of the engine room. Whole affair taking maybe 40 minutes with cleanup.
Say Artem helps with some of the cleanup.
That is noted. But it's Bruce that stays behind on the tugboat. And Sokolov that's getting back on the smaller speedboat. Not a speck of evidence on his coat. Do you join him in the speedboat or? Okay.
Yeah, I have a gift for him.
Do you wait until you get back to shore, or do you do that before you set off?
Probably wait till it doesn't feel quite right in this moment. So yeah, I'll probably wait for till they get back to shore.
Okay. Now you know that it is a bit of a longer sail back as you have to go upriver, curve south to get to the Tybee Marina. Is there anything that crosses your mind? Any text that you try to send out? What is Artem going through at the moment?
A stark reminder that this is an incredibly gruesome life. That he's been incredibly fortunate to have had someone to kind of protect him from it up until now. There are certainly questions about the vampiric institution, I guess, and the way that Zoya did it, which is just that she's just some, she's almost like a spirit. She just lives in the forest and, there's not nearly as much of this mess, it seems like. But at the same time, the only reason that she's allowed to do that is because she's a very powerful creature. And while there is certainly not this like clinical efficiency about it, she's got a lot of blood on her hands.
If you really think about it, some of that blood is yours.
That's true.
Just depends how you choose to perceive that.
Yeah.
Eventually, you do arrive back at the Tybee Island Marina. Back at the slip you originally found Bruce at. Do you say or do anything at this point?
Yeah, he'll kind of hold his hand out to Sokolov and say, I appreciate the invitation. It was instructive.
Are you saying this in English or
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian? Okay. He'll respond in kind. He'll shake the hand, and it is important to me for you to understand that I am a man of my word, and that men of my profession are always meant to be.
Reminds me never to get on your bad side. Here.
Remind yourself.
And pull out from pocket in the coat that he's wearing a little box full of the old tea leaves.
Is this a breakfast
Or tea
tea?
bags. Yeah, this is the breakfast tea.
Okay.
You had told me before you weren't sure where to find things from home. I hope this is I hope this brings back good memories.
Is it just like a tin that you offer him, or is it like a wrapped thing? Is it in a bag? What's the...
It's in a bag.
Okay. He will reach in and, with a somewhat amused and quizzical expression on his face, I'm going to presume it has a lot of Cyrillic writing on it.
Yeah.
Just, huh. He'll open the lid and just a little bemused smirk, leans in and And while there was a bit of a self-assured smugness to him before, that I think at this point is probably earned, there is something in the expression that does soften. It's never quite like your grandmother would make, no matter where you get it from. But this is a close approximation. Thank you.
Well, have a good night.
You as well. I hope this does not conclude all our business.
I'll be here.
And he'll stay on the dock, but next to the boat, as though needing a moment to take a smoke, but probably wanting to stagger your exits.
Sure.
And as you get back in the car, is it okay if we fade out from there? Or is there any other thoughts you'd like to leave?
I think just once he gets in the car, turns the keys, starts driving. Holy fuck.
I think that's the moment to fade from. We will be doing a bit of a round table at the end of session. Cora.
Holy fuck.
I'm assuming that's actually what you say as you are in the padded cell with the door
Yeah.
still firmly locked.
That is exactly what she says.
You're still sitting on the floor, Nina in front of you, doing the same, holding her broken lighter. But the shared glassiness of the eyes is long gone. Only the emotional exhaustion remains.
I'm glad that wasn't actually special to you. I motion at the lighter.
Maybe it was. Maybe I'm lying.
I guess that's a possibility. How many of us have you had to do this for?
Me or someone else? More than you'd like the answer to.
It's, it's hard to go through, I'm not gonna lie. You got under my skin even before you did anything.
She very slowly rises to her feet in that sort of ungainly unfurling. There's that stretch. You need to stop making it so easy.
Right. I know, I have to toughen up and be more cutthroat. And Gerhardt's words to Cora,
Hmm.
the sound in her head as she says that.
Cutthroat, or at least smarter.
Right, well, that's why I'm here, to learn.
She's going to turn around and sharp taps on the inside of the door. A moment goes by. The slat for the eyes opens. Is everything all right? Nothing but survivors. And she'll step out of the way just a little bit so he can see you if you've also decided to stand.
I have stood at this point. I
Mhm.
adjust my jacket.
He seems to be inspecting both of you very carefully. He turns his eyes on the walls, the floor, as if looking for evidence that things are not fine. He even kind of tilts so we can look at the ceiling. Closes it. A moment later, you hear the scrape of more metal as the door opens and swings inward.
So, good you're on standby. Cora's, not making eye contact with either of them very much.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we all step outside?
I think that would be good. I've had enough of this room.
He will start to lead you out. He'll be handing back Nina's jacket and other accessories back to her. And while she'll shrug into the jacket, she fishes two things out of her pockets. First, your phone, that she hands back to you mid-step, without looking in your direction. And a packet of cigarettes. With one free hand, she starts looking around her pockets. And it seems like it's not until everyone is outside that searching becomes a little less frantic as she finally finds another lighter. She walks away from you both quickly to light up a cigarette and sit alone on one of the benches, leaving you and Leland on the steps of the front door.
I hope I didn't hurt her. I mean, with that.
For a moment, you seem like you've caught him off guard as he starts to laugh. It doesn't seem like he's laughing at you as much as just that was entirely outside the realm of expectation. And just, it's not that it would be impossible, but I think if anybody was going to do any real lasting harm, it would be the opposite affair.
Yeah. What's, what could have happened?
Hard to guess, really. But safer for whatever it is to happen inside that room than Elysium, middle of the street.
Yeah, the, the way it flips a switch in you, I could see coming about that certain gift of ours would be challenging outside of a controlled environment.
In the wrong hands at the right moments, you could effectively induce a frenzy or potentially remove frenzy from someone, or at least mute it before they become a worse problem.
That definitely seems like a useful application.
If used correctly, and if we're being entirely honest, how many people do you think really use our gifts correctly?
I have a feeling it's a bit of a struggle to be us, so probably not many.
The tools you have are the tools you have. You often have to just make do.
Of course. Leland, listen, down there was a moment when we first entered the basement. Was I hearing patients in the rooms? Did you notice that?
What did you hear exactly?
It was it's hard to know. Whispers, murmurs, a scream. I couldn't tell where it was coming from.
So much of what we are, our clan, is both real, imagined, and a shared consciousness.
I remember, I think, both Essen and Atherton at one time saying something about there's several of us gathered in one place. Something is about to happen.
There are those that are powerful enough to pull on the web, as it's often called, can direct its flow, or to receive information from many of those connected to it. And sometimes it can be a subtle direction. Many of us arrive at one place without really realizing why. Sometimes nothing of any real consequence happens. Simply the effect of knowing that they can pull that string. Other times it is to effectuate something in varying degrees of severity.
It's fascinating. It's just silvery cords pulling us across time and space.
One day you might wake up and go buy a plane ticket to somewhere, thinking that you've never been to this place and you'd really like to visit. You will do so of your own accord, your own belief that this is something you are wanting to do. And it may very well be. There's perhaps a sympathetic aspect in play. And that's sometimes how it happens.
You know, Leland, you have me now wondering whether that's something that I may do someday or something I've already done. She just kind of looks around the grounds of Bethesda.
Questioning our own determinism. That old chestnut.
not the first time you've heard it.
It's not something unique to us. Every philosopher that managed to first lift their head asked some manner of that question. We just happen to deal with it on a more tangible basis.
You know, maybe that's something of a gift after all, anyway. To be able to at least try to touch things that usually intangible to most people.
And he'll look on to the bench where Nina is sitting. I take it she's your ride back.
That's right. I think I'd like to know a bit more about it, but she says I ask too many questions, so I think maybe another day.
I'll let you in on a small secret. She spends most of her time asking questions. Those who do often don't like being asked questions. So don't ask her questions. Have a conversation.
I can give that a shot.
Well, worst comes to worst, she'll get so angry she'll crash the car.
Right. That'll turn out well for both of us. Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you can find some amount of levity after all that.
Yeah, I've been through it before.
Well, I should get back to it.
Yeah. I didn't expect to see you again so soon, but thank you, Leyland, for being there just in case.
I'm not always here. As if I was supposed to be tonight.
Cora's gonna reach out and put a hand on his shoulder like she did the other night.
I'll just reach over and give your hand a pat, but he doesn't try to hold on to it or anything.
Right, well, the night is still ticking along, so.
I'll give you a small nod. You'll head back in. Do you head down to see her, or?
I do.
Okay. Earlier, if you had ever glanced over, she was more pitched forward, sort of elbows on knees.
Yeah, I like to imagine that Cora was kind of idly looking Nina's direction while she was talking to Leland.
But over the course of things, she seems to have relaxed, and her back is against the actual bench now. She may or may not be on the same cigarette.
Yeah, I'll walk over to the bench. Found yourself?
She sort of looks up at you, just lets out a drag. as her only real response to that.
Does it take effort to smoke those? I picked up a pack recently, and Cora's gonna pull her own pack of cigarettes out of her pocket.
Okay. I'm gonna have you roll something. I don't know what I could do to have you roll for coincidence, but
Roll for coincidence.
Oh, isn't that interesting? I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox.
Sure, I'm ready.
I'm gonna have you roll awareness
Okay, I like that.
and your rating in dementation.
Oh, okay.
That is a
Alright.
very non-standard roll.
Yeah, it's not much, but I do get a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And one was a 10, so we're gonna reroll. That ends up likely being because I had a 10 and a 5, and the reroll was not wonderful. So
Okay.
one success, I imagine.
Okay. She is holding a small pack of cigarettes. You have the same brand, but not the exact kind.
Imagine that. Look, same brand.
You don't smoke.
No, just once.
Do you take out a cigarette or?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. She'll look at you as she takes out the backup lighter.
I'll hold at her direction.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at you and she looks at the slightly singed ends of part of your hair. She smirks as she lights the end of the cigarette and then she closes it.
Me in this match, huh? Burned ends.
Out of character, I almost want to make you roll for this the same way I made you roll for the burger.
All right.
Going to. Because you're about to answer your own question of, is it hard to do that? For other kindred, it might be. They have to, especially on the younger ones, and then the very old, have to learn or relearn how to best use their lungs. You already do it just on the fact that you have to breathe in and out to pass air over your vocal cords. You, on the other hand, have additional tricks that are inherent to you.
I do.
Your heart beats with little to no effort. It might be a low resting heart rate, but it still exists. Your skin's maybe a little bit warmer than most. There's still some amount of circulation. You're not as pale as some of them can be before they expend that blood. You blink in a natural, arrhythmic fashion. So I'm going to have you decide. Can you take a drag off of this without hacking up that undead lung?
I'd say there's maybe just a little like single like but otherwise she handles it all right.
Mm.
So no, I don't smoke. You're right. At least not yet.
Looking at you, she's very casually. You want to know how I know?
Sure. I'm curious.
The smell. You don't smell like a smoker.
Mm.
You don't have the hands, the ticks. Why bother with the facade?
Mm. Me? Why bother now? This is all new. Everything here. Me. This place. Why not do something different? It's not like it can kill me.
And at that, she does actually smirk.
It looks like the old movies, too.
I saw one of you once. Young, fresh, green, stupid. Never smoked a day in their life, and they thought, I might as well start now. What's the worst it can do? A career smoker knows when and where. Someone new doesn't. And blows up a gas station.
Okay. Point taken. I have to stick with you, learn the spots.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You'd asked me before, Giovanni. Ask your question again.
Okay.
And at this, she is heading towards the car.
I'll follow.
Hmm.
Everyone tells me to stay away from Giovanni. Nobody's been straightforward with me. Why should I?
The car is brought to life, windows down. Again, someone who was very casually practiced with driving and smoking. Do you know what they do?
I have some idea. Might have seen something.
We're unnatural in a variety of ways. They're worse. They bring back things that are gone, chain them to rotting flesh, torture people who have actually managed to pass on. It's not for the petty reason of, I miss my friend, my first love. That I can understand. For many of them, they're just a battery. On top of all the incest.
Okay, that's quite a bit to unpack. I didn't expect it to be an ethical consideration, if anything. And that last bit, what?
It's best not to interrogate it any further. And she just does a flick of the cigarette and tosses it out the window.
So, the way you talked about what they do, the former, not the latter, it makes it sound like you think souls exist.
Cora, consider what you are for just a moment.
Sure. I've been trying to wrap my brain around it, really.
All manner of fuck off everything runs around in the middle of the night, and you think a soul is the most ludicrous thing?
Not ludicrous, just interesting. You think so? I mean, it's deeply tied to religion, and so it just makes me wonder.
That's making assumptions.
Sure. It's all we have sometimes at first.
We predate every religion that's ever existed.
So,
Why do you think you don't get scared when you see a lowercase t?
right. I mean, I haven't been back to a church since, so I haven't tested it.
Give it a try. See what happens. And don't report back to me because I don't care.
Of course. I'll just make sure to throw you a middle finger when I see you instead.
She taps the brakes hard for just a second. I guess that airbag isn't working.
Cora's just gonna kind of smirk.
I'd say we can fade out on this as you are being eventually dropped off at Wormslow.
Absolutely.
Okay. Is it okay if we depart from there?
You may.
Okay. Now, Elli and Poppy.
Yes.
Thick ass thieves.
The thickest thieves. Just some dummy thick thieves.
It's a good thing you didn't roll a botch during the heist, or the dummy thick clap of your ass cheeks would have alerted the guards.
This is so true. So true, bestie.
For anyone watching the chibi animation, I still want to see. But you have successfully absconded with all the things that you were looking for. Plus a few additional things that were fun little crimes of opportunity. So the next question I have is, do you meet back at the van? Do you go your separate ways before even meeting back at the van? Or what's your move here?
Ellie's plan is 100% to head towards the van first, just to make sure we have all our ducks in a row.
Did we steal ducks? Sorry.
No, not this time.
Not this time. Next time. Yeah, that sounds good.
You are near a park.
We
The
could
ducks
steal
are
some
free.
ducks.
Next time.
Do you want some
Let's
ducks?
go.
No ducks given.
Hey,
Only taken.
Do either of you have animalism? Animal
Fun
Ken.
fact, Graham, I do have 1 dot in animalism.
I have none. But I look cute in my dog collar that I stole.
I forgotten about that.
I had also forgotten about that.
What is the name on it? It has to be something ridiculous.
Pongo.
Even better, Pongo. Oh, so good.
It was either that
So
or Old
good.
Yeller.
Let's go with Pongo. He has a better ending. Yeah, Poppy will meet you back at the van, Ellie, and she'll go ahead and get inside before she says anything to you.
Ellie's also gonna start driving so we have distance between the scene of the crime.
I assume it's not just a straight peel out at maximum.
No, no.
Fly casual. Fly casual.
I'm gonna do a straight peel out right into a garage, and it's gonna be perfect.
It's amazing. Oh, well, that felt great.
That went about as well as expected, which is perfectly.
I'm glad you think so highly of our skills.
Well, I was thought of you for this because I was quite impressed with when I showed you my feeding routine how sneaky you did end up being, and I take it based on your prep for this that this is not the first time you've gone and done a breaking and entering, shall we say.
I've dabbled.
Was that your was that your first career?
I know. My first career, I worked in my dad's gas station.
Oh.
And I never took anything.
Sure. Was that the reason you ended up in Savannah?
No, that's a much longer story. It's a much longer story. What about you? You ended up in Savannah from somewhere, probably. You don't sound like you're from here.
That's true. I'm not originally from Savannah. You've uncovered my deepest and darkest secret.
Wow, you must be very shallow if that's your deepest, darkest secret.
That is what some people have called me, so that all works out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's terribly rude. Shall I cyberbully them?
Of all the things that I am talented in, cyberbullying I've got taken care of.
Oh, yes, very clearly. Very public cyberbullying. Cyberbullying that could ruin a life.
Oh, yeah, I've that was just my whatever day that was that I did that. Yeah. It is people just don't know how to follow directions sometimes.
So true. So true. Very frustrating. So what is your plan exactly with these microchips? Like, what's the next step here? Do we need to get anything else?
Well, I have to see what I can scrounge together. Unfortunately, these things have short battery life, so first idea is figuring out a way to give them better battery capacity in some way. The other thing I need to test out is whether these kind of EpiPen style contraptions will actually pierce the skin of a mudman, because I know that Artem's claws can probably get into it, but I don't think either of those guys are gonna let me borrow a claw to puncture a mudman.
Maybe not.
I haven't tried actually extracting a claw from a king. Not the time. So so those are the major things, and then testing to see if the dang thing will actually work.
Gotcha.
Which I'll need a subject.
You may have a hard time finding one of those. I don't think anybody's going to want to be running around with a tracking device near them. jump cut Cora in her car, not knowing Cora's not in her car.
He will be.
Yeah. We're attracted by more things than we think.
Mm.
So a little bit of that is going to be fiddling around on my end, and then the other major element is going to be where to lay the trap.
You couldn't like lay it where you live or anything? Do they come down there?
I have been told that is apparently a bad idea.
That would make sense, yes.
So it'd have to be somewhere we know mudmen have been, but also somewhere where we're likely to actually get not as many false alarms. It's almost like you want to be like one of those Venus flytraps that doesn't just close when a random tiny ant goes in. You want to wait till a big bug gets inside.
Yeah. But there's no like more that we don't need to acquire anything else really for this.
Well, it depends on what we need for the trap. But I don't
Okay.
I
Well,
have someone else working on that.
Who do you have working on the trap? Do I know them?
One of my own.
One of your own. Ooh, a clique.
Well,
A clan. Yes, but a
Yeah.
clique. It's just cliques. Well, if you need assistance with somebody quite lithe and capable to help you with a trap, I am here for that.
mm-hmm.
Were you gonna pay me now or later?
Well, you never gave me your actual price.
Oh, she's gonna take a post-it note out of her purse, write down, I don't know.
This is how you know that Poppy is returning to an old game,
Mm-hmm.
because normally I would expect her to get the money up front or
Yep.
negotiated terms.
It's been a while. She has to get back into it. She'll write down a number and slide it across, kind of pretend to slide it across the table, and she'll go,
Slide across the dashboard.
yeah.
Collecting dust.
Yeah. Oh, you really got to clean in here. Gross.
It's a work in progress.
Clearly.
Um,
It was like 570
dollars
dollars
total.
total.
Great. Ellie looks at that and goes, "Okay, do I? Is there a bank account of yours that I can transfer it to, or do you need cash?"
Oh, you're not going to know anything about my bank account. Cash is great, but you don't have to get it for me now or anything. Just know that I'm expecting it.
All right, I'll be able to get that. And
Awesome.
Do you want the note back?
Sure. She'll just like rip it up, put it back in her purse.
I'm surprised you didn't just leave it sort of confettied along the dusty dash.
No. Poppy likes a nest, but not in this situation.
Well, I'll have the cash ready for you, but if you also need someone else to assist you before I'm able to get the cash to you, you can also just let me know.
Assist me in what way?
You've seen my skill set.
Oh, you're advertising yourself to assist me?
I'm not advertising myself, I'm just offering as
Offering,
another
okay.
option.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I will let you know if I need to blackmail a politician anytime soon.
Probably already know most of their secrets anyway.
That's really cool and disgusting. Why do you care?
Why do I
care about politicians' secrets other than just, is it just a money thing for you?
It's pretty much in my job description to know most things about most people.
Hmm.
And as you can imagine, my options are usually grab someone in an alleyway or get the rats.
Ah, yes.
This is a little bit more
It's fun
and lucrative.
and lucrative. What's more important though, the fun aspect or the money aspect for you?
Well, stealing the money is fun. So
Okay.
it's a little bit of column A, column B.
Very cool.
And what's fun for you about stealing?
Stealing. That was really fun.
I know. What is fun for you about it?
The stealing part. I mean, the planning is fun too, especially if your planning involves maps and charts and schedules and costumes. But the stealing itself just gets me so excited.
Remind me to strap things into the car when you're inside.
Poppy notices she doesn't have her seatbelt on. Click.
Well, looks like we both are able to have fun in our own ways then.
Yeah. And it has been fun. Thank you for thinking of me. If you ever do want to join me on future acquisitions, let me know. I've been researching some local events that could be fun. Some may even have politicians involved if you want that kind of information. You could be my person in the chair. Just an option. I'm very good at presenting face.
Wow, I've
And other
already
things.
been relegated to person in the chair.
Well, I'm just saying, you have ears that are like up to here, my friend. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like what role would you prefer? I should have asked.
Don't worry about it. I will let you know.
Okay. I'm good at what I do.
So where do you want to be dropped off?
Oh. Chuck's. You know where that is?
I do. Is there you meeting someone?
No. I mean, not yet.
Understood. All right, checks it is.
Thank you.
And Ellie will start navigating towards Chuck's.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is there enough time in the night for Poppy to go and get a bite to eat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
Now, the question is, do you just want to make that a little roll, or is that a scene that you want to play out?
It can be a little roll. I think she just needs to use up some or get some blood back.
Okay. Well, how would you like to go about this? I'm assuming you've changed on the drive there.
Yes. On the drive there, at one point I unbuckle and go, Ellie, no sharp turns. And she'll go in the back and change into her dress that she was wearing earlier.
Eyes on the road.
Eyes on the road.
$100 charge every time I look back.
Yeah, the 27 dresses. I'll dock your pay if you look back.
You're just getting more and more post-its.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, this is kind of fun. Depending on what you roll. Do you want to flaunt your appearance? Do you want to charm someone? How do you want to go about this?
So Poppy post heist,
Mhm.
post heist, is just incredibly horny, and so I think she is gonna go for right. I mean, that's anyway.
Mhm.
I don't have to justify myself to you. Um, but
Sex
I
and
think
danger are basically a circle of the
that's a
Venn
thing.
diagram.
Yeah, and she's so I think she'll try to entice someone with her appearance, most likely. Um, yeah, I think it'll be very like appearancey, performancey, like, hot girl by herself at the bar kind of vibe.
Okay.
That's what she's going for.
So we'll do that. Appearance and performance.
23, 23, 6 dice.
Okay. We'll put that out of 5.
All right. I got 110. That's another 10. Does it just keep exploding? Or no?
You don't keep exploding those.
That would be too good. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Only one failure.
The one, was it a failure or a 1?
A 3.
Okay. Yeah. So what sort of person is Poppy going after?
Um,
She's the one that's feeling a bit raucous, so how does...
yeah, someone who looks like very docile, for lack of better term, submissive vibe. I think
Mhm.
she'll be going for somebody gender notwithstanding, just doe-eyed and submissive, I think is what she's looking for.
It would be really cruel
Hmm.
if... you really rolled like a lot of successes on this, so I don't want to go against that, but it would
No,
be
you
really fun to
can.
me.
You can. You are the
If
storyteller.
you had botched, I would have done this to you.
Okay.
But you rolled well, so punishing you doesn't make any sense. As much as it would amuse me.
There will be other roles for that, I'm
Mhm.
sure.
But I can punish you a different way. You find a first year SCAD student. Wiry young man, glasses way too big.
Mhm.
Dressed well, but his shirt sleeves are definitely just a little too long.
Incredible.
And
As long as he's of age. I want to double check that, of course.
I would say, because I'm used to how Canadian bars work, so the drinking age is 19. So that does kind of mess with things just a little bit.
Fake IDs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there's probably further follow-ups you might want to ask at that point, but that's not what you're there for. The oversized glasses, the sort of sheepish, aw shucks, slightly blushy, even though he's a little bit taller than you. For a moment, it's not unlike a gender flip version of Heidi.
Yeah.
Someone you haven't talked to in a day or two, maybe.
I talked to her this morning because I
Was it
just
this
told her
morning?
that I was talking as her manager to the restaurant. Or this morning, this evening.
Start of the evening. Okay. But you haven't seen her.
No.
But yeah, we'll just leave it at how many points you want to take.
I think just a solid 2.
It's a
She's
solid
not
2.
going to try to make him too vulnerable in other ways, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So good if we fade out from there.
Mhm.
Ellie, do you do any final things before you head back to the Warrens? Any little snacks you want to acquire?
Seeing Poppy go into the bar, Ellie begins driving away,
Mm-hmm.
and a memory kind of flashes across their face of a woman in red trapping Ellie in an alley and gutting their abdomen. And Ellie finds a parking spot and is going to change forms basically into some like nondescript person hanging out in the area, and gonna find out if there's some sort of alley near Chuck's bar, gonna check for cameras, all of that stuff, and is kind of gonna wait and see if there is a...
What I will say is that where Chuck's bar is on River Street, which is very touristy, fairly active. Maybe not as many cameras,
but a lot of
potential eyes. There are some alleys, but some of those alleys actually is part of where the entrance to Chuck's bar is. So there is some traffic. It's more a case of how well you roll and what exactly is it you want to roll.
Because I think there's going to be a little bit of obfuscating to just try to be hidden, and it's going to be like a little bit of waiting there until the curiosity is satisfied, or that that sinking feeling goes away.
Okay. Are you looking for a target of opportunity, or is this brooding?
This is brooding.
Okay.
Should I roll to brood?
Do you want to be in an alleyway while you brood or not? Or do you want to do this in the van that overlooks the alleyway in front of the van?
I think I will brood in the alleyway.
Okay. So I will have you roll. Not Dex. I'm going to have you roll perception and stealth instead.
Okay.
Because you are keeping an eye out.
Yeah, that's a similar thing. I am thinking before I roll.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difficulty I'm going for?
It would be lower with the obfuscate, but with there being some light and slightly more than just no traffic. It's not a true alleyway in that sense. So we're going to leave it at a 6.
This is also a mechanical question.
Mm-hmm.
Me having the many faces, is it one of those things where, like, with obfuscate you can either have the many faces or hide in the shadows?
I'd say from a mortal perspective, both make sense. If I were peering there with auspex and I rolled decently enough, I'd be able to see through both.
Right, so there wouldn't mechanically be a reason to do both at the same time.
No, I think it's okay if you wanted to do it that way. It's a bit of a layered protection.
Yeah. Because the hiding in shadow is more to just is more honestly, it probably just makes more sense to be the mask and just be there because I'm trying to be as nondescript as possible, basically. And if I'm a different face that Poppy doesn't recognize, then it doesn't really matter.
So your intent is you're hoping Poppy pulls this person outside to see.
My intent is Ellie has some impulse in their head where they want to be the person that they feel like if Poppy ends up being similar to the Toreador that they met, they want to be the same person to kind of the savior to this mortal person that Mentat
I
was
see.
to them.
So you're... Okay, the question is, now for Poppy. Did you do this within the bar, finding some little nook, or did you try and lure this individual outside?
I think storytelling wise, it would be so cool if she lured them outside and had Ellie there. Perhaps seeing that Poppy's just in it for the blood and for a little making out.
So if that's where you want to go with this, where you are in fact taking this person outside, you're like, hey, want to go for a little walk? Fingertips along the arm to try and coerce is the wrong word. Lure.
Yes.
Entice.
Indeed. Yeah. And she does, take the glasses off, does a whole thing with them, shines them. Like, it's, yeah.
So, with you in the alleyway, enjoying a tasteful meal, probably his hair is all askew, glasses a tilt.
Yeah.
But as far as he's concerned, he had a great time. Now, perhaps part of Ellie's observation here is, does Poppy leave this guy in the alleyway kind of in a happy doze, or does she bring him back inside and then scuttle off?
I think she'll bring him back inside before leaving.
Okay.
Yeah. If he was with any people, she'll kind of direct him in that direction.
I think your boy's a little drunk. Teehee, run.
Teehee, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. With Ellie's curiosity sated, or at least somewhat, is it okay if we fade out from this scene?
Yeah.
Okay. Kate. Thank you for being patient.
When you start with murder, I needed a little time to recoup.
Yeah, so did he. But then he has no foot to stand on, so... Hey! So, not long after you arrive back in your part of town, you do get an update text from Rook. Meet me at Veritas, ASAP.
I'll go head over the bridge.
Okay. There's nothing else that you try to grab on your way there. You don't try to get changed. You're already prepped for this.
Yeah, I'm already dressed. Both Rook and Keller had the same dress code, so it made it convenient.
Okay. It is becoming a routine for you to drive back and forth over the Talmadge Bridge to Hutchinson Island. both directions affording you an elevated view of the city. And while your new direct overseer is at the monolithic hotel on the island, you return to the modern, brutalistic chic, of Veritas that is the sprawling eyes and ears of the Ventru. Outside, in the parking lot, is the usual meandering matriculation of employees to and from their shifts. But waiting for you in his blacked out SUV is Rook, dressed like how you normally see him, except in more rugged boots and thicker jeans. And as he steps out, he greets you with a nod.
Real quick, would he have told me to bring my gun? Because if so, I would have stopped and grabbed that in its case.
He would not have.
Okay.
So as he gets out to greet you,
Evening.
evening. And he is going to briefly look at your feet. And I'm assuming you didn't change the boots. You didn't.
Boots, dark jeans, dark
Mhm.
t-shirt, the jacket I got to wear with Innsbruck.
Mm-hmm. But he looks down at the boots. Oh. Where did you get up to tonight?
Do you know Max Keller?
Hop in.
What was that about?
He's
I
already
say
in.
I'd say it's like
Mhm.
getting in the car.
He will smoothly get out of the parking lot. Meeting with the Tremere. Bold move.
It was an interesting offer.
And
Took me to Fort Pulaski.
really.
Mm-hmm.
And
From what I gather, he takes all the shiny new bloods there.
primarily of his own clan. Not in his purview to scrape up every new blood. Was it interesting?
It was. Tried to offer a lesson about not getting stuck in the past or stuck in the ways in which you were embraced.
It may have been your takeaway. Do you think that was the intent?
Oh, not at all.
What do you think?
He was analyzing me just as much as I was analyzing him.
Mm-hmm. What did you learn?
Well, he wields charisma like a knife. Experienced. To disarm. And try to get you to open up. Answer things you might not necessarily.
Did you?
No.
Dreamy.
Yes.
I need you to roll.
Cool.
So, manipulation and deception, or what am I looking at? Subterfuge, sorry.
Okay.
We're just going to do a 6,
Okay.
as this is going to be a contested roll.
Okay. You said a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good thing I got a lot of successes because I also rolled 2 1s. But 2 successes total. I can't see.
That's a 4.
Oh, dang it.
What did you say?
We talked about music. Kind of poked fun at how old he could be and my sire's musical taste. How he preceded much of it.
Not what I asked.
I told him he
What
had a
did-
sense of humor. He didn't really believe me.
There's a very slow drumming of his fingertips on the wheel as the previous casual energy has left the interior of the vehicle. The short drive from Veritas to the western side of Hutchinson Island, although the silence that now hangs extends that time. Less developed and more covered with forest, you are swiftly enveloped in darkness as you get further and further away from the civilized half of the island. Rook pulls off the paved road and onto a more rustic dirt road that heads into the depths of the woods proper. The rumbling of the dirt and gravel eventually dies down as you approach a chain link fence. The headlights illuminate a sign on the gate reading Veritas, private property. Enter at your own risk. Wordlessly, he hands you a key and gestures to the lock on the gate.
I think as I'm unlocking, I'm gonna mutter to myself because I'm feeling a little bit of shit stirred tonight, but not where he can hear it. Go, you know, if you had a humor, I would. Braid literally just short circuited. I had a smart aleck comment I wanted to make to him. Oh, I remember. She's gonna mutter to yourself, if you had a sense of humor, I would make a joke about this is where you go to kill me.
I'm assuming you unlock and
And open the gate and then lock it behind him once he pulls in.
He stops, waiting for you to get in the car. But as you reach for the door, he drives away. But not so fast that you can't follow where he's going. As you get further into this fenced-off area, you notice crested dugouts of dirt and gravel with steep angles. All of them dark except for one in the distance. Purples, greens, reds, and a comparatively more subtle white. All provided by small but no less powerful floodlights. Another SUV of a different pedigree is already parked. A row of convention-style folding tables adorn the firing line. Black cases laying across them. Various styles of targets already set up. And the familiar figure of Thatch, having waved him over to a parking space. And she's already loading up a few noisemakers. He's leaning against one of the tables, arms crossed, smirking at you. He looks over at Thatch. Let's start her off with that one. She looks at him. I don't think she's ready for that. I know.
She doesn't make any comment about Kate having to walk up?
Nope.
Okay.
And from there, she picks up a Spaz 12 shotgun with a folding stock that she unfolds. It is an unwieldy and heavy weapon. She loads one shell into it, and you can see the substantial size. She looks at you. You ever fired a shotgun before?
You would think, but I'm one of the few people in East Tennessee who haven't.
Oh, we get to pop that cherry. Have fun, kiddo. And she will direct you to stand over the or behind the table, treating that as sort of the barricade of here's safe, that's bad. Don't be where the bad is. She's been to the range. She knows how to, well, let's see. And she is going to show you the controls on it so you know exactly where the trigger is, where the safety is and isn't, how to rack it. But she doesn't do any of it. Well, have fun. And she puts it in your hands. I'm assuming you pick a target at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But tell me how you go through all this.
Exactly the way I was just taught, trying to not let how scared shitless I am show,
Mm-hmm.
even though I know that's what they're waiting on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do my best with my limited gun experience that Kate has picked up at the range so far.
Under the circumstances, I will not allow you to use willpower for this particular roll.
What shall I roll?
Dex and firearms, but I will allow you to spend blood to get extra dice if you would like.
Yeah, is that like 1 blood per round of
Mhm.
rolling?
It lasts the entire scene.
Okay.
So if you want to spend 1 blood, you can add it to your dex and it will last the scene.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
This is gonna be a 6.
This is going to be an 8,
Cool, that's 0 successes, but not a botch.
not a botch. Okay. One thing she didn't show you was how to stand. It kicks in a way that you were unexpecting. And it's a good thing that you dressed in rugged clothing because you are on your ass as if you were kicked by a horse.
You know, not even Jolene managed to do that.
Before you even get a word out, the humorless Rook is full on laughing. But he does reach down to give you a hand back up.
And that's when I'll say the comment about Jolene.
Well, maybe she'd kicked instead of punched. And
You're
Thatch...
worried people will know you have a sense of humor.
Well, I never said I was worried. I just wanted to make you worried for a second. That's when Thatch is... Oh yeah, I heard about that. How the fuck did that happen?
It was a test from Redgrave.
Ah. Did you pass?
Jolene did not like being told to sit.
Where?
Everyone keeps asking that. I'm sorry I wasn't creative. She sat on her motorcycle. I didn't give specifics.
Ugh, boring. All right.
Next time I'll make it fun.
That's all I fucking asked. What's wrong with you?
I'd love to see you all on the
You
floor of
knew
Congress.
Blue Bloods are also boring. He looks at her. Don't put us in the same fucking category.
So which one of you showed up to Savannah first?
Me?
Can you specify who you're being right now?
I know. That was on purpose. It was him.
Okay.
Born and raised. She looks at him. Yeah, me too. Just later. Who gives a shit? Okay, so we're gonna do this. Now, do you want to go back to one of the little baby guns, or do you feel like a big girl yet?
Well, you know, I already fell on my ass, so let's just do whatever.
Oh. And he's gonna smirk and you're like, she's not ready. I know, but it would be really, really funny. All right. And he's going to open up one of the cases, and Kate probably wouldn't know this. And I'm assuming Dreamy doesn't, because this is not really
Dreamy
your
knows nothing about
Okay.
guns.
He's going to flip out a submachine gun. These are things like MP5s and the like. Except that is a small caliber. And the magazine on this is actually quite large. This is a Chris Vector. It is a 45 caliber submachine weapon, sometimes called the Psycho Nail Gun. Aimed that way and short bursts. Don't hold down on the trigger, or whatever you're pointing at becomes the sky. Think you can handle that?
Let's see.
Yeah, let's. We're going to stand over here.
Is it an 8 again?
No.
Okay.
We'll
Is it
just
a
put
9?
this will be at a 6.
Okay.
Now the question is, did you heed his words? Did you make this a short burst?
Yes.
Okay.
You
We'll
said a
put this.
6.
Mhm.
1 success.
Actually, we're going to try this way. If you're aiming at a specific target, it'll be a 6. If you're just trying to put it down range in a way that you're not being knocked on your ass, we'll put it at a 3.
I think I'm going to aim for a target in hopes that when it veers off, I still stay in the same, like, range.
Are you trying to do like a horizontal or just a vertical? You're trying to keep it steady.
Yeah.
That was an either or. Which one?
Sorry. Keep it steady.
Okay.
I was saying yes to the latter.
Okay. Okay. So we'll just put it at a 3 because this is more about just control rather than
Okay.
aim.
In that case, 4 successes.
4 successes. Okay. Unlike the previous demonstration, you stay feet planted. You're not bucking about. Wasn't me.
No, it was something in this room.
Okay. We'll say that you get in the general vicinity of a target without hitting it, but you have demonstrated the non-liability that you are in that exact moment, which is a good comeback from the previous demonstration, and this being not at all your area to begin with. Okay. All right, we can work with this.
So what's the hot gossip? What do you all talk about at the range?
Really? This is what you want to do?
Mhm.
Okay. We talk about when the fledglings fuck up. It happens a lot.
I imagine.
So, did you fuck up at all this week?
No.
Are we sure?
Well, someone made me walk in the cart because he got mad I chatted with Keller.
Yeah, tell her what you told me. I want you to know your own words.
Above table, what are you referring to specifically?
He looks from you, he looks to her. He's so charismatic and he can get you to say things without realizing it. And then told him I have a sense of humor.
Is that supposed to be an imitation of me? Because I was giving you an analysis.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear, gossip. She leans on the table. So y'all fucking or what's going on there?
You have time for... No, never mind. I don't know.
You don't? Work the stick out of your ass and put something else up there.
Play with my food. But as far as like interpersonal kindred relationships...
We got a lot of time. We got to do something with it.
Again, I would love to take you all to the hill at some point. See what happens. See you all fall on your asses.
I mean, I work security. I'm pretty sure I'd be fine. He or she goes like, "Oh no, I'd make a fucking mess." And they do start you on a little bit of the training montage. A little bit of traded barbs and witticisms, but nothing cruel. Is there any particular questions you want to ask as things continue or wind down?
Check something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when we're still on the what you do with your free time comment, I'll go, so what about you two? Who are you seeing?
Oh,
If we're all in each
is
other's
it not
lives.
obvious?
Oh, is it you two? Are you a
And he'll
thing?
reach over and he'll put an arm right around her waist. Like, yeah.
Okay. That's new information to me. I've been here a week. So who asked who?
You know I'm still harmed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pick up that one. And he gestures. I'm trying to think what the actual term for this. It is a rotary magazine gas grenade launcher. And if you've ever seen Terminator 2, you know exactly where this goes. Other than a security guard's knee. And that's when he is going to sort of, in no joking manner, he is going to be sort of holding your hands steady to get your grip on this and stance correct. Because it's not like the other things you've been using, and it can go so much more wrong.
If he's not joking, I will not make a ghost reference.
Mm-hmm.
Though I, the player, would like to. Just let it be known.
Do it.
As he is
Make the ghost reference.
leaning your hands in the correct direction and his face is just over your shoulder, he actually does start humming the opening lines.
Just go roll my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't laugh. Now's the worst time to start laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on what you're doing. Don't matter
Mhm.
about the distractions, even though he starts to continue on it, intentionally fucking with you.
Would you like me to roll again?
Yeah,
Okay.
this will be a 6.
Okay.
Actually, it will be a 5 because he's at least keeping you a little bit steady.
Okay.
And he's going to tell you medium to far. And he is kind of just like helping you tilt up in the correct direction.
1 success.
1 success. Okay. You don't hit the target. You go in the correct direction, as is so often the case with larger ballistics. It's less direct to target, less to whom it may concern, and more dear grid square. As it's not a gas, it's not a smoke or anything like that. There is a small explosion of fire. I'm going to have you roll what I've had Artem and Chris, but because of where she was in the relationship, Cora did not roll. We're going to go to, I believe, we're going to be rolling courage. Just courage.
Just courage. What's the DC?
Let me find that because it has been a while and I always forget this roll. But I shouldn't.
Don't
was
have
5.
the whole book memorized?
I did at one point. And then, I slept.
How dare you?
You apologize. I meant to actually have this written down.
Okay, chat. Why don't you all drink your water, because some of you are thirsty.
So we're gonna go with a 6.
Okay.
So we will not be using willpower for this.
Okay, 1 success.
Okay. It's far away, and yet you feel the heat scintillating on your cheeks. And I don't just mean because of the proximity of Rook. There is a flinch as though your feet try to get you to run. But you are also holding the weapon. He is holding both the weapon and you can't run. There is that fight or flight instinct that is kicking in, but I'm going to leave it up to you at this point to decide how hard you fight to either stay where you are or to fight to get away.
I want to fight to stay where I am and stay centered and
Mhm.
try to remember that it can stop if I just let go of the trigger. I'm assuming. I have no idea how this works.
No, it fired once.
Okay. Gotcha. So it's not like a continuous, as long as it's being held down thing.
It's not a flamethrower, as in it launched a grenade, it exploded. You are
Gotcha.
presented with flame like a small bonfire at a medium distance.
Gotcha. Then I think I'm going to try to fight to stay rooted where I am.
Mhm. He's going to help you put the launcher down. And Thatch was a lot closer than you realized. As though she is looking for that need or opportunity to also reach in. You do feel fangs almost pierce your own lip. And there is a belabored moment of that paradox of cold running through you. With nothing to hold on to, it's like you are white-knuckling bare air. But with you staying relatively in place, she looks at you. She reaches down to pull up a bucket. You hear the little sloshing. He gives her a nod, and she walks down and she starts putting out the flame, kicking dirt. And it's gone after a few moments. It's died down to a few embers. More like the faint licks of orange that you would see under a grill. And then finally gone. His grip relents. Normally I would have you doing continuous rolls until you have accrued enough. But with the help, you are centered. And after a moment, he does just fully let go. And he steps back. But only after Thatch is no longer downrange. How was that?
It's not an object lesson I had experienced yet.
That's what I thought.
But better here than out there.
That's part of why we come here. partly because this is where the big toys go. And so if you're going to have a moment, this is where you would have it. The young are more prone to it. Not because you're weaker. Some are, but you don't have the experience. Now you have something to build on. And hopefully, if you run into something like this out in the wild, you'll keep your shit together. Or at least better than most.
I appreciate it.
It's not just about what you can dish out, that's all important. It's about this motherfucker up here being steel. Can you be steel?
Do my damnedest.
Want to go for a couple more rounds, or you want to call it?
I'll go for a couple more.
They switch to something a little more manageable, but no less interesting. They're no longer just little pops of a handgun. They're getting you used to more the sound of gunfire. It's more about conditionings that when you hear this, you don't freeze up. It's almost irrelevant how well you do as much as how calm you stay by the end of it. Some of the muzzle flashes does trigger that response that you felt earlier, but for a flash of a second, and then it's gone. But otherwise, the montage goes without incident. As things are being packed up, do you help with them cleaning everything up, putting things away?
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the first time you went to the range with him, you're not walking away with a new party piece. Most of them are loaded back into her SUV. One or two things are loaded into his. Is there anything you wish to express to them?
Thank you for letting me come out.
She looks at you, actually. Have fun?
In a weird way, yeah.
Be good, Kate.
Thanks, Satch.
She'll hop into hers and eventually she'll peel out. He invites you over to his car.
I'll wait a second to see if he locks the door and drives off any.
Not this time.
Then I'll get in.
The gate was left open as she was leaving, which was only a moment ago. He does have you get out to lock it again. But this time, he doesn't fuck with you. He's already pressed on that nerve. No point in running back to that same well. As you head back to Veritas, is there anything you wish to ask or say to him?
No, but I do want to keep an eye out. Have we passed anything residential looking on the island?
No.
Okay. Well, So much for the thought of getting a cheap apartment on this side of things.
The closest concept of residential is the hotel. It would be easy to assume that Redgrave or perhaps even the Primogen would have some form of residence in that building, either at Veritas itself or at the hotel. But so there's nothing you wish to say to him in the shorter drive?
So how long have you been here?
Are you asking my age or just how long I've been here?
Whichever you're
grow up
willing
here.
to answer.
I did grow up here.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
Mm-hmm. It's measured in decades.
The job or the being in Savannah?
Yes. I'm sure you've clued into the fact that once you're embraced as Ventru, you are the job.
Mm-hmm.
Until you define a new one.
It's a large part of why I was sent here. See if I could cut it in a new place and a new job.
Other than getting a face full of Jolene. How's that going?
Got an offer from Redgrave. Hasn't started, and well, I'm sure it's always happening, and she'll expect a report whenever she does call me in next, but I'm not doing day-to-day tasks yet.
You'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
You are working for her, even if you're not actively doing so right now.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, what are you doing in your presumed off hours that is work?
Been doing a lot of research on all the different properties around town.
That's when he... Good.
Gonna try to do a bit of driving to see them my own eyes instead of just the internet. The internet is helpful. There's a lot of freaking hotels in this town.
Now, roll that into various restaurants, then motels, and you have some sense of scale of what you're actually dealing with. Between Redgrave and Halsey. Eyes, ears, boots everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose it's just waiting to see exactly which of those roles you fill.
I would say I'm sure she's got a test prepared, but we both know that every day as a venture is a test.
And he gives you a little glance. You don't say. Be careful around Keller.
I will.
Be more careful.
I will.
What an interesting one to know.
So I took him up on his offer.
Just be aware of the minefield.
Mm-hmm.
And as he pulls back into the exact same parking space he had earlier, is there anything else you want to say to him before you hop on out?
Thanks, Rook.
No. Have a good night, Fulton.
You too.
There's a dent in your car.
Fuck. Is there actually a dent in the car?
No, he's already driven off.
D.
But I think that brings tonight a bit of an early close. We will do a round table, and we will start with Kate. How are you doing? You've had two very different interactions this evening.
Mm-hmm. They were both fun. Now, Kate is not going to go, try to become a weapons expert.
Mm-hmm. One can assume that wasn't entirely the point of tonight anyways.
Absolutely not. And she can only imagine the report that like Halsey and Redgrave are going to get from tonight. Because as we discussed, it's all a test. But, Thatch and Rook. But seeing the way that their guard is down, and that, yes, it's a test, but it's a little more. Kate felt like she could match some of that joking and pushing at each other, and that, not, like you said, not a mean way. And kind of meeting them at that level. And then Keller getting to use a lot of that charm that she wielded, like she described him like a knife in DC, and kind of testing each other in that way to see what they're made of. It's been interesting. And then just getting to know more kindred in different clans and how the clans operate, not just as like independent units, but together, and how the cogs of Savannah work and where everyone begins to fit in. Both of the big cogs of how the clans interact, and then the smaller individual pieces.
It is a big, complex machine, and yet it still runs.
And as my sire told me, you have to find where you fit into the machine.
Okay. Is it okay if I move on? Poppy.
Poppy is riding high. And it's like a part of her brain that had been silent for so long is now chattering like a caffeinated Furby. And she's kind of vibrating with the energy of returning to something that feels so her. But now I think this is the moment where the snowball, she's probably not aware of it, but the snowball starts picking up a little speed on the way downhill. And yeah, I think she's going to be chasing a high for a long time, trying to find another way to satisfy the excitement she got from just breaking into a vet's office.
She's got a hold of the tail of that particular dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think she is manically very happy right now. But it's manic.
How did it feel to have a partner in crime again?
I think during the planning portion of it, Poppy had some flashbacks, some remembrances of the last job that she did with somebody and how wrong it went. And I think there were moments of her having to remind herself that she knows more now. She's so much more powerful. She's more aware now, and she could do this by herself if she had to. But I think also there's that weird kind of idea of wanting to prove that you're better to someone who's not even here anymore. It's like leftover teacher's petness in her.
Is there anything else you'd like to add before I move on?
No.
Okay. I think it's only appropriate to go to Ellie from there.
Another successful mission on Ellie's resume, as it were, because another kind of heist not only went off without a hitch, but also went off without a hitch with someone else being involved in it, and having someone who is good at their job, that it's something that was good for Ellie to experience, but then there were also kind of talking about some of the past and some of the alarm bells that Ellie had going to, like, driving over to a bar and driving a kindred to a bar to let them feed. I think Ellie at first believed themselves when they said that they feed this way on politicians because of other things. But I also don't know if Ellie would, even if they were able to enter a bar, would be able to get themselves to be that type of kindred and feed in that type of way.
Well, it's almost a part of this, or the point of this is self-examination. Who would have thought? Maybe.
I'll cancel my therapy appointment on Sunday.
You might want to book two.
This already took care of it.
Maybe something to consider is maybe there are ways and places that Ellie can go. What they do from there, we'll see at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay if I move on from there? Cora.
There was such a beautiful segue you guys didn't even realize, because I think the theme for Cora, interestingly, is one of self-examination this time. You would think that, oh, maybe she's, feeling excited that she got to, like, interact with Nina in a way that wasn't, like, completely closed off, or, seeing this new place. But really, I think having gone through an extremely difficult experience of having her emotions pitched up and down, thrashed about, unlocking that power within herself, hearing those whispers, talking to Leland about the way they're, as Malkavians, like, kind of woven together in this, like, paranormal fabric. It feels like she feels more connected to this world now. And experiencing all of that raw emotion in front of somebody, I think was kind of cathartic for her. Since as a professional, that would have been something that she was encouraged to keep to herself.
As we've mentioned on a previous session, shout it all out.
Indeed.
It's okay if I move on from there?
Yes, absolutely.
Artem.
Yeah. So hell of a night. I think the thing that is mostly going through Artem's mind is, okay, so you didn't kill him. You're still very much a party to what happened. If you want to look at the morality of the situation. And this organization, this Camarilla, is really this is unfortunately the thing that makes it work, I think. So it's something that he's wrestling with, because before it was idyllic is the wrong word, but like he just got to hang out in the woods with his sire and Natalia. And it was just kind of, kind of cool, kind of chill. This is not that. Artem the Bruja would be going a very different direction with this, but Artem the Gangrel is thinking, this is not an edifice that I can do anything about or change. How do I maintain myself within this thing?
People have been at the game for literal centuries and still asking themselves that question. Or more worryingly, stopped asking the question. You don't ever have to have an answer. It's when you stop asking the question that you should be concerned. Is there anything else you'd like to add before I close this out? Well, first, thanks to all my players. The last 2 sessions have had some harsher scenes than we normally do, and I'm grateful to have a table where we can have those kinds of interactions. But as we close out, tune in tomorrow night for Age of Innovation, and over at Top Down Tabletop for where Dream is going to be engaging in more... How do we put this? Musical chairs? Is that the... No, wrong vibe? Okay.
I'm not following the joke.
I'm not sure I'm following it either. It's been that kind of night. But until then, see everybody next week.